Hi everybody, it's Amanda. Today I'm going to be discussing an introduction to constructors inside of C++. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This is a continuation of my previous program. However, I made some changes. So let's go ahead and run the program. It's going to be the same. As you can see, it's going to say my age is 33. That's because I'm 33 years old. So as we come down, as you can see, I made some changes. I changed my age, the method to get age, because it's just going to be getting the age. As always, accessors or getter methods will be constants because they're not going to change. They will always just be getting it, and they're not doing anything other than getting it. Then we come down to our set age, and we're able to set a new age because we're not vampires and we don't stay the same age forever. And I don't know if they really even keep track if they did. Anyway, if you're having problems with initialization, let's just discuss that for just one quick second here. So as you can see inside of my private attribute, I have my attribute, which is, I didn't mean to do that, sorry, is assigned to 0. So again, if you didn't watch my video on memory, I encourage you to go watch it. So it is in memory somewhere assigned 0. If you think about it, if in class, usually growing up, you are given a spot inside a class. So you can think of it as you're assigned a spot inside of class. And just like this, you're assigned a spot inside class, this 0 is assigned a spot inside of memory. And again, if you can go look up my video and see how to use and access that memory. Going back to constructors, because that's what our main focus is. Sorry for getting off topic. We have our constructor here, but we're going to go ahead and again start it from the beginning. So let me go ahead and remove all this good information. I'm going to leave that there. So as you can see, I didn't also tell you that, that I changed the name of the class. So from example, because I was focusing on age, I didn't think it was appropriate for me to continue with example any further. So I changed the class name to my age class. So as I come to my constructor now, constructors are not a data type. However, they exist within the class data type. So I'm going to start my constructor with the exact same name as the class in the exact same way, and that is the syntax. However, if you didn't know, or if you may have already known, even though I created a class already last time, it had a default constructor. You just couldn't see it, and it didn't do anything. However, I'm going to make my constructor do something now. I'm going to add a parameter to my constructor. It's going to take an integer, as you can see. And again, it starts with the class name as the constructor. The class name, the constructor is going to start with the class name, followed by any parameters inside of this. And this is usually what you're going to see depending on what kind of object you are creating. This is a very basic object. It's not very useful. Anyway, going into my implementation file, as you can see, I'm inside my header file. I'm going into my implementation file. I'm going to, again, start with the name of my class. I'm not starting with the data type like I do with my methods. As you see, I'm starting with data type, followed by the name of the class again, scope resolution operator, name of the method, and parameters. And if there are any actual parameters that need to be inside of the function itself, as well as if the method needs to be a constant or not. Going back to my constructor, I have the name of the class itself, followed by the scope resolution operator, the name of the class itself again, and then I'm going to include my parameter, which is going to be my age. At this point, I'm going to use a keyword called this, which is a pointer to the current object, which is I'm going to point it at age, and I'm going to assign it my new age because I'm not a vampire and I don't stay the same age every year, and I don't know if they actually keep track if there are vampires, but it's okay. Anyway, going on. So as you can see, this age is assigned my age, as you saw in my previous video. It's just basically pointing to that current object, whatever that object may be in that program at that time, and assigning it to the age itself as I come into my main program. As you saw in my last example, I made an instance of the class. I'm going to go ahead and make a new instance of the class. So this is going to be my age class, again, starting with the class name. So class name, and my age. So this is going to be my instance of my class, but it's not going to let me do it. As you can see, it's like, oh no. And that's what the constructor's job is to do, is to initialize the attributes. And depending on however you want to create your object, this is where it's going to vary on your object. There is no one-size-fits-all approach for this. However, there is a one-size-fits-all approach to this because in this case, because I created a constructor that's not going to allow me to create an instance of a class without declaring some kind of value inside of that object itself. So as you can see, there are two different ways that I can declare my age. I can go ahead and create a variable. So I don't really want to name it. So my current age. And I'm going to assign it my current age. And then now this is going to be my argument, which I also created a video about if you are not familiar with. And then now I can display my age, and it's going to say my age is 33. However, if I wanted to, I could have just put in directly, because it is an integer, I could have just put in my age directly, and I get the same result, as you can see here. Again, this is a very basic example just showing you that I can't initialize a class, or otherwise known as an object, or an instance of a class, I should say, inside of my main program, because this is an instance of my class, without initializing a value. And that's what the constructor is doing. And basically, that's allowing me to maintain my program consistently. This is just a basic example. Again, not a one-size-fits-all approach. You're going to be learning about passing by value, passing by reference, ensuring shallow copies or deep copies of things. And those are things that you need to be aware of when you're creating your constructor itself. Again, this is a very basic example to show you what you're going to be going into, what you need to know for your constructor, for your introduction to constructors. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. I'm sorry if I missed anything. If I do, I will be sure to notate it. Again, if you're wondering how I printed this, it's starting with my instance of my class, followed by my dot operator, followed by my method, and with my parameters, and then that would be my function call. I hope everybody has a great day, and thanks for your time.